Nail Soup Media. We specialize in websites, web communities, and internet products.
Okay, so we just got done talking about the Facebook thing in relation to Facebook. So now I'm going to go through just some suggestions that I have from what I've seen. Okay, you showed me your YouTube account, your WordPress in York, and then your site with VIP. I looked at everything, and here's some things. Let's just go through that. Let's look at your Zillow account. This is probably the more complete of everything that you have, in a sense that you've got a review, you've got some basic information, you got your video here, which is good, and then and you answered a question, and you posted a comment. So this is good, and you've got some things here. You have these cities done, but there's a tweak that we do that we get. I mean, everyone that and you're doing better than most. So many people do not have a photo on their profile. They don't have the information, and just having this gives you an opportunity to get some free leads off of Zillow. But there's a few other things, answering questions. There's a base of questions, and what cities you answer for and what questions you answer is the recipe that we have that will boost your leads up on Zillow, where you don't need to have, you should be a premier agent that I see you are. So, but if between that and the recipe of how you attack Trulia and Zillow will get you some really good business, and that's a given. If you decide to do the Trulia and Zillow package, it's basically what we do is we will redo your account. We'll get it updated. We'll get the reviews in, and we'll select the questions that you'll answer. You'll answer, but we will keyword your answer, so that way you get some business from it. And basically that's $150 each account, $150 for Zillow, $150 for Trulia, one-time fee, just a setup. And then and if you just follow our we have videos that we show to the public, and then we have videos to the group that use our stuff. So we'll show you how to do that, and we'll help you make it easier to work your Zillow and Trulia account. Right now, it's a lot of work. I know you said you don't want to have to blog or don't have to answer questions, but we've got a recipe that will make it good. Okay, next is Trulia, and this is what we. This was the only account that we could find, and maybe there's another one. Hopefully there is. If not, then we'll definitely show you how to get business from Trulia. And here's the other thing. Your listings are being sent through Coldwell Banker Select, but these and when you click on oops, hold on a second. When you click on this, it goes to here, and that's great in one aspect, but you don't have the listings aren't going to your profile. Like this should be basically the contact is Coldwell Banker, not you. And if you had your listings attached to your Trulia account, you would have a better chance of getting people to ask you to like the thing is that they'll where this lead goes, I'm not sure, because it's not attached to your account. So it's one of those things where I would recommend getting your Trulia set up, and then having whoever does the listing syndication to have it tied to your Trulia account. Okay, so now we're going to talk about your broker account, your broker website with VIP Realty. I like this site, even though it's not yours. It's a part of the broker. But I have a question. This 800 number, does that go straight to you? If it does, that's great. And then also down on the bottom here, it says email concierge@VIP Realty. This is good, but some broker extensions have it to where it's not going directly to you, and there's a chance that if you drive traffic to here, that you're not going to get all the leads. Hopefully that's not the case. So what I was recommending over the phone was that the first thing I would do is get a domain name that's keyworded to the area and have it mask and forward. And let me show you this. Okay, this is what's called a listing website. And if you look at the address, it says CorderCapri.com. And when I click on everything, oops, sorry. Let me just do this. When I go to gallery, it's still showing Corder Capri. Calculator, about, contact, all these things. But then if you then go to margehewitt.com/Corder Capri, you will see the same website, and that's how it's called domain name masking and forwarding. So you get something like Corder Capri, and then you through GoDaddy or Business Blazer. There's a couple sites. You got to be careful what domain company you use because some don't offer this. It gives you the ability to have it to where whatever when you put this domain name. So take Naples Real Estate Pros, have it forward to your. Let's do this. Come on, sorry, it's taking too long. Yeah, have Naples Real Estate Pros and have it go to this address. So when people type it in, they don't see this address, and basically when you drive traffic through your social media, through other means, you're building SEO for that domain name. So when it's time for you to get a full-fledged website of your own, because there's a lot of advantages to that you would your domain name has already been in the search engines, and they're associating it with Naples Real Estate. Now on this site here, that's something too. You need to separate your social media so that you're focusing, so you get more business, for each area. I mean, if you've already got if you're making good money in York, then don't mess with anything. The only thing I'd say is that you have Fort Myers Real Estate. I mean, like this site, I don't see how you get business with this site because of a couple things. The fact that you've got all these links are going to other websites, and then maybe the posts that you have in the back is a thing. So I'm not sure. I don't know how you're making money with this site. And if you are, great. I mean, it's good. It's a thing. So, and that's the other thing too. I'm not sure what you're paying for this site. But one of the things that I would recommend is getting a WordPress site that you can, create a base for everyone to go to. When they go to your site, that's great. When they go to your VIP extension site, that's great. But you want to have it to where on your social media and Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all these places that you have a domain name that you can send them to. That's your property. Facebook is a great thing to do. However, it should be used in conjunction with things. So that whenever you do posts or you do comments, if it comes from Naples Real Estate Pros, that people they get the content at the Facebook level, and they have people talking there, and you're creating that sphere. Same with Twitter and YouTube and the like. But all the links go back to a site that you own that you then have digital equity in, and that's the thing that I would recommend. Seeing you don't have a site, it's yes, you can use this. You can use this the one of the thing I showed you, and that's one thing to have. But there's you can get a WordPress site for virtually nothing, and it doesn't have to be super fancy at the moment. So I would recommend having two domain names, one for your search. Maybe call it Naples Real Estate Search, for that VIP thing, and then have your own like a WordPress site. Like if you're happy with this, then you could get, a pretty simple, WordPress, that doesn't, for pretty cheap, so that's the thing. So in my analysis, oh, that's right. Let me go to your thing. You guys are great. I mean, you have some decent views, which is good, but you really, this is something that you need to syndicate more. It needs to go into your Facebook on a regular basis. It also needs to go to other websites. The only thing, a couple things, this is the title, but you've got no description. And let me show you something. If you type in MLS number 859767, you'll see something we did for a new client that we're getting. We haven't. Long story short, their contract expires with somebody, and so we're going to have them soon. But we're doing the marketing already. If you look at this, their videos on the first page of the search engines for this or their address, and then if you go to it, you'll see that how it's being done. Is like the title. We have three things in here that get optimized by the search engines, and then down below we have this whole description. We have the website URL. This is what I was talking about: building digital equity with by having a domain that goes to a WordPress or what have you. And so, long story short, when I saw your stuff, I was like, "Yeah, this is great. You need to keep doing it." But there's just some tweaks that you need to do to get it optimized more. If you had descriptions in your in this part down here, it would show up for for things. And then you guys should talk. I haven't gone through all of them, but you should talk. Have the Dream Team's video, and then have the topic, like whatever it is, zero down or downsizing, or some of the topics that you guys I was listening to that you guys were talking about. So you guys are doing a great job with the video. It just needs to, you're missing the pieces that actually will get it sent out to other websites. That's the other thing I would tweak. So I'm going to go over some other topics. I didn't check your Google Places, but Google Places is important. Because what it does is it helps with your ranking, not only locally, but when Google verifies your business and the website through a Google Places registration, it really helps as far as whatever you put on the site gets more credit than people that don't do this. The other thing too is that you can get people commenting about your services, and then it gets picked up on Yelp, on Foursquare, a thing called Kudzu, and a host of other sites. So what happens is the more reviews that you get, and which will help you with, the more your rankings will jump up with your site, and then your social media. Then you're talking QR codes, text call to actions, quizzes and polls. These things you can implement. We're going to start implementing them. You'll see in November we're going to be doing a whole new suite of items within Facebook and within sites that are going to get people to be more involved, and basically you'll get a better follower, fan, and lead, for lead conversion. And then then the other thing is as far as your sorry, I forgot to put in the thing. So so far we've talked about Google Places, domain masking, getting a WordPress site that you can use for to spin your social media better, and to have all the links going back to something that you own. That's right. We talked about Facebook and YouTube. Truly and Zillow are important. I don't think you're getting any leads from your setups, and our clients are averaging, a minimum of 15 leads a month. It takes a couple of months, so it's not like right away. But we have clients that are just killing it. It's basically just taking leads from all the agents that have no clue. There's so many agents that don't have, like for Zillow and Trulia, if you just put your photo in, you're now ahead of like 65% of the people that are on these sites because they don't even know they're on the site because their broker is putting the listings in. So long story short, that's the thing. And then basically the other thing that I would recommend is getting yourself, which we could do for you if you want to do it, is getting yourself on what's called citation sites. These are all places that you can you get signed up for, people do reviews on, and it creates a sphere where you're developing more spheres in all different platforms. The name of the game next year is going to basically, this is going to be the norm. The people that are successful are the people that have registrations, and this is not a lot of work. I know that probably what you're thinking is like, God, we don't have to have all these accounts and have to manage them. You don't. Basically, most of these accounts feed into your Google Local, and you just check on your Google Local, and you'll see that things are coming in. Reviews are coming in and such things like that. So. And then, the other thing that you have to, work on is the mobile aspects. QR codes and texting. There's something coming in that will be on all our client sites that will make it to where we're going to have with QR codes, they get to visit, and you don't really get any kind of or don't get it as good as lead capture as you could with a new texting format, where basically you'll get all the information you can market to them on a regular basis. So a little easier than other forms of lead capture. So let's talk about listings. So there's a video that I have that's called The Power of One Listing, and I'll send you something that I just made for the broker. When you get listings, you're able to, and this is just a representation. There's so many sites now that do it. So you want to get that listing has a lot of power, because just that you have a listing, you can send out to hundreds of websites. We'll show you how to keyword your listings, your description, so that your listing outcompetes other properties just like it, because people don't think about doing little techniques that we do when it comes to listing your listing in the MLS. Then the other thing is as many of sites that you can syndicate your listing to, you can do the same thing with the virtual tour. With the virtual tours, we can send it out to hundreds of websites. So now let's look at, you talk about the power. Let's pretend this middle section here is your site. With all the stuff that we've talked about, with all the sort of citation sites, the Google Local, the developing spheres. What's happening is through social media, through Trulia and Zillow, YouTube, and such. Your site, your Facebook, and the site that we're suggesting. Even at the basic level, just get a site. You're okay with the way your site is now in Pennsylvania, so it's not. It'll look better than what you have there, and it won't really cost a lot in the beginning. So the thing is that you get that dialed in, and then, what we're talking about here is, creating a sphere that then is manageable through automation. All the reviews and things that happen on all these sites are going, to Facebook, to Google Places. Any video that you make goes to Facebook and Twitter. When you do stuff on Trulia and Zillow, that goes out to Facebook and your site and to Twitter and stuff like that. So what's happening is the more sites that you set up, and the more elements, the mini spheres that are around you, around your business, around your domain name, you're going to get exposure off the internet in ways that you haven't years before. And what's going to happen is that your fan base, the people that find your videos and do this and that, will be pushing your rankings up naturally, because how rankings work. The reason why people get better rankings than others is because of how they set up their site, and then how many people visit the site and use it. Either Google Toolbar, Yahoo Toolbar, Bing Toolbar. They record. Not everyone's, but because whoever gives permission, they look at that and they look at the analytics, and whoever's getting more buzz, it elevates their ranking. So if you keep doing the videos that you've been doing, tweak them, tweak the uploading, information, do your listings a certain way, get your people to review you on Trulia and Zillow and other places, and then create a good Facebook presence where people are sharing your Facebook, your Trulia, your Zillow. They're going all over the place, with just a couple clicks. What's happening is you're creating a sphere, and all the links are going back to your base site, and that is getting you business. We can make this digestible, and it's going to be a lot of work on our part, and I can give you, an idea of what that's going to run, but basically we can get it all set up, and then we turn it into a simple checklist. Okay, now I probably shouldn't show this all at once because you're going to look at it and go, oh, I don't want to do this, but let me break it down. We're going to get everything set up so that when you post, when you do something, and what's going to happen is that in a given month, in between the hustle and bustle, like I said, while you're waiting for a client to show up, or after a client's done something and you're like, wow, this is incredible view. Like I have someone in Vegas that just started this, and we're going to be making. He's going to be getting, he and his wife are real estate agents, and they're going to be taking photos and videos in the next 30 days of the spectacular views from Las Vegas condos and the spectacular kitchens and baths. So we're going to compile, just doing that, showing that, hey, we were on the, because they show a lot of property. So, it's like, and they have, remote buyers. They have people from out of state all the time. So they make videos and they do photos. But now we're going to focus it and get it to where it's just on, this topic. But let's break it down to as simple as, if you see a great kitchen, you see a great bath, or you see a great view, you take a photo. Hey, I was just showing this house. Look at this view. Hey, I was just showing this house. Look at this kitchen. Yeah, and then and it doesn't take anything to do. And we'll set it up to where when you click it, it'll post automatically to Facebook or to another social media element that'll send it out. With videos, 60-second videos. Hey, we're here at the Buccaneer, cafe. It's right on the water, and we're just having a great time. We just had lunch, and look at the view here. It's just another sunny day in Florida. Boom, that's it. You do a few of those, and then let's say you find a really a decent house. You say, well, look at this house. What would you think this house costs? Well, can you believe this is only $470,000? It's got this, it's got this, and then that's that. So you'll just do it while you're running around town, while you're showing clients. Even if it's just you, like, all of a sudden you're talking to your lender, you whip out the camera, and you don't need to stage it. You just we'll also show you how to be a little more comfortable with some of the people, so that basically this is just 60 seconds, 2 minutes, here and there through the month. We'll make it to where in a short period of time you won't even think about it. You'll just be like, wow, I can't believe I never did this before. Trulia questions and Zillow questions. I know you don't like the blog, and you think that the questions may not be the thing. So what we would do is pick the questions that we think are strategic for you to answer, and that way you're not buried or feeling that you're buried in having to do it. Because basically it's just something that you don't. You just basically can do it when you want, and we'll make it strategic so that you get good business from it. Okay, so the next thing is podcasts. There's podcast testimonials where people call an 800 number, and hi, this is Mr. Jones. Sorry, I'm having a brain fade. So the Millers were just great, and and basically, we were relocating from here and did this thing, and we needed a special help, and they got the lender to do this because of a special thing, blah blah blah, and you get a bunch of testimonials that when they come in, my staff reviews them and make sure that it's all good, and then we post them to your social media and to your website. So then you have that as ammunition in case, like I mentioned, if you have clients that are coming, let's say you have a special deal, someone that's dealing with a special situation, and you already had someone leave a testimonial about how they went through it, then you can easily post it to your Facebook, and it'd be, so there, your new client has something from the podcast section that will put them over the fence and work with you more. Now, the other thing is podcast call-ins, and basically what that is this is an easy way to get around having to post content or blog, as you say, that you like to blog. Basically, what you do is, let's say someone you've shown a client something, or you and your lender are talking about something, or you and your husband are talking about something, or just something popped up in your head, and you're like, wow, this is really an interesting point, and you'll catch yourself as you're talking to someone, the light will go on and go, wow, yeah, we just had a great conversation about this. I'm going to call that number. You call the number, and you say, hey, this is Cheryl, with Naples Real Estate Pros, and I was just talking to somebody, and they were telling me about the exemption if you do this then that, or how with the waterfront property these days, there's actually a dip in this part of town where the pricing is really reasonable, and or whatever, you talk and you make it short. It's less than 2 minutes. And you end it with, okay, this is Cheryl. We'll be calling again, and if you have any questions, just give us a holler. So it's an easy way to get content into your social sphere and to get credit for it on multiple levels. Google's coming out with something at the end of the year where they're going to showcase MP3s better than they have before. So in your social sphere, if you've got, this is just, talk about an easy way to get people to find you through your MP3s, through your videos, through your social media, by calling in. There's no reason why you shouldn't do it, and it you don't have to sit down and plan it or think about it. What am I going to do? It's while you're talking to somebody, that light goes off. About what a great thing that other people should know about, and you call in, and it's done. Now the Facebook posts, we're gonna have a post a week that's going to be on autopilot, but it's one of those things that will show you an app for your phone that will make it as easy as Twitter, where you just put in certain comments and it'll post, and you'll get reaction from your team. We'll give, or excuse me, reaction from your sphere. We'll give you a recipe that talks about the things that you should post about on Facebook that will get the most interaction. And then we'll show you how to do a post that gets a call to action that will get people calling off of your call to action. Basically, it'll be like, here's an opportunity. Here's what's going on in this market. That like a specific property or a specific thing, or a lender program that's ending, or something that's starting. That it's like, because of all the other stuff that's surrounding in your social sphere, and that you're everywhere on the internet. When you post this, you're going to get people calling and emailing you. Now, blog posts, like on the WordPress thing that we're recommending to have, that's something that if you do a post, I don't want to do that, no problem. But let's say you do. Let's say you find something that's really good topic and you're all geared up, you want to do it. When you do it on your WordPress, you can have it to where it goes out everywhere automatically. So, and a little more in depth than the typical post. So this is, so even when after you've covered everything else and you're getting rewarded, because I know what you told me. You said, I'm busy doing real estate. Yes, that's great, but you're not. The real thing is, and this is what I found with, a lot of people that come to us from different places, is that, they are hyped about the concepts, but they're not getting rewarded for their implementation or their efforts. He done some stuff, he did a few things, and nothing happened. Where when we get through with you, you'll have enough, feedback via sales and buzz that that this last thing, the blog posts, you'll actually want to do, and you'll find the time to do, because you'll have made money, and you're doing well, and you then are like, okay, because it's not necessarily anything that you're really busy. It's really like, probably when you're dating, the guy that wasn't your husband before he was your husband, the guy that you really wanted to, I'm too busy. But then you found time when your husband asked you to go out. It's the same kind of thing. You're not getting rewarded, so it's not worth it to you. If you do all these other things and put it together in a system, then it will be rewarding. But even if you didn't, there's so much here that you can do. And these things are, let's break it down. Let's break it down to just, like what it means. You could probably do a photo a day if you wanted to. Just sometime during the day, you take a photo of something, video, maybe every few days. Truly a question, one a week. Zillow question, one a week. Podcast testimonials, that's on them. Get your prior clients, get your associates, get people, your contractor, your dock fixer, the gardener, all the people that you support that work with you when you do stuff, to have them call up. Podcast call-ins, you could do one a week. While you're waiting for, whatever. While you're in between things. Facebook posts. Let's just say, 3 a month, and a blog post 1 a month. If you could break it down to that, your social media, if you do all those other things that we talked about, will go through the roof, and you'll get business. My biggest problem with what's happened with people is they sign up. They're used to people saying, "Oh yeah, just buy this, plug it in, and it'll work like magic." It doesn't. It doesn't. It's not. You have to you have to put a little heart into it. You have to put a little bit of your personality. Just like you guys did your videos, your videos are good because of the personality, what you put into it, and so will eliminate a lot of the hassle, a lot of the things, but you have to work it. The problem that I've had with some people that have been referred to me is that they just don't work as a team. They think that the money is, oh well, gosh, yeah, okay, I'll work with you, I'll do this, and then when it comes time, they don't do anything. It's basically it's something where they don't even tell us what's going on in the market, so we can help with finding content. So that's the thing. That's another issue. But basically, these are the things that I see that if you could, implement all this stuff, then you're good. And what I'll do is I'll break this down into pricing, like for these other things that we're talking about, and I'll send something out to you, sometime in the next little bit. Okay, so sorry this is so long, but I'm doing my best trying to put this into something that's all encompassing. All right, thanks. Bye.